Welcome to Create an Estimate Part 2. So we've covered off what kind of bills you're going to see in terms of tariffs on electricity bills and which ones to select inside your portal. So here we're going to go really simple, single rate. We're going to find our NMI here. So the NMI is on the electricity bill. It's also called National Meter Identifier, NIMI, NMI. So once you see that number, you can input it in here. I'm going to use one that we've used before and just change it slightly. Now, if you have things like controlled load or demand or existing solar, you would toggle these buttons on. So as you can see here, if I toggle controlled load, it will appear as a field that I can enter. And if you click it again, it'll deselect and remove that field. Same with demand and existing solar. So controlled load. Controlled load is generally hot water that comes on at a certain time of day, usually midnight, and they'll be charged quite a bit lower rate for that usage. A demand tariff is a signal from the energy company around when they're using power during the peak. So, for example, if an electricity company wants you to reduce your aircon usage during the summer period, let's say between 6 and 9 p.m., they'll give you a demand charge there that's reflected on your electricity bill. Basically, that's just a price signal to tell you stop using as much energy as you can to reduce that cost during demand periods. And for existing solar, that button there is for people that have existing solar. There is an existing solar video, so have a look at that. If you have any questions about it, I think you'll find that very informative. Now, does this bill have a discount? If they have a discount, that's not something that's provided by the government. If they have a discount that's, for example, a pay on time or a plan discount, that's when you would say yes. If you're seeing things like energy bill relief discount, that's not a discount you would include, because no matter which energy retailer they were with, they would still get that discount. And then on the bill, you're going to go with the start date of the bill. For example, we're going to use August 1st, and you can either enter the date in manually, or you can use the calendar function, and we're going to go to August 31st. That gives us 31 days automatically. Now, the cool thing about entering the dates is we will also match the solar generation to that bill period. So, for example, if it's a winter period, we're going to apply winter solar generation to that period to reflect what the savings would look like more accurately. So, for example, in our example, we're going to use $1.10 as their daily rate, and for electricity, let's put 900 in. Now, we know that the qualification criteria for a customer on NRN is 15 kilowatt hours a day. Here's where you can check that number. So average daily load down the bottom there will populate based on the number you put in here. And then we're going to put in the customer's energy rate, which is 38 cents. Now, one thing to be really, really aware of is, does this bill have GST separated out, or is it inclusive? If it's inclusive, tick the button. And if not, if it's an AGL bill, for example, AGL tends to separate GST out and charge that separately, then you can have that unticked, and then the GST component will show up here. Now, at the bottom here, you'll be able to see very clearly the total for this bill, how long that bill was, and what the average daily load was for that period. So it just gives you a really nice check of, does the bill amount match what's on the bill? Is the bill period correct? Does that look right? And does the average daily load, is that over my 15 kilowatt hour threshold for NRN? You've also got some figures down here, what the customer's spending daily on this electricity bill, $13 in this case, what they're spending monthly and quarterly, and what they're spending annually. So really quick check for you to see, if a customer says, I'm spending about $1,200 a quarter or $4,800, almost $5,000 a year, you can check those numbers down the bottom there and make sure that they look right. It's a really good sense check for you. Once you're ready, you hit create estimate, and that'll create your estimate for your proposal, and you're ready to present that to the customer. Thanks very much.